After years of listening to women talk about their crushes, and being that woman myself, the patterns are impossible to ignore. When she thinks about you constantly, she moves differently. She remembers differently. She plans differently. Most men have never had someone translate that for them. In this video, I'll break down 20 specific real-world signs drawn from how women actually behave. And if you stay until the end, that final sign will show you clearly whether she's already picturing a future with you. Before we get into that, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and ring that notification bell to stay up to date on all our videos. 1. She quietly rewrites her plans around your possible yes. You notice she keeps asking, "What are you up to later?" Or, "Are you around this weekend?" Most men hear that as small talk. You need to hear it as scheduling. Picture this. You're at work, leaning back in your chair, and she casually messages, "I might go to that new burger place tonight, not sure yet." What you don't see is that she's already been invited somewhere else, and she's waiting to see if you'll give even a tiny signal before she commits. When a woman thinks about you all the time, your potential answer sits in her calendar before you do. She'll hold back from saying yes to other people because part of her is thinking, what if he actually wants to hang out? Next time she floats her plans like that, don't shrug it off. Try, "If you haven't decided yet, I'd be down to join." You'll be surprised how fast her schedule suddenly clears. 2. She turns random moments into stories she's saving just for you. You're walking out of the grocery store, juggling bags, and your phone lights up with a photo of some ridiculous sign or a dog wearing sunglasses. Most men think, "Cute, she's bored." What you don't see is what happened 10 seconds before that photo. She saw something, instantly thought of you, and instead of just smiling to herself, she captured it so she could bring you into that moment later. That tiny decision is not random. It means you are already occupying mental space during her most ordinary hours. When a woman is thinking about you constantly, she starts building a private highlight reel where you're the audience of one. She'll say things like, "Remind me to tell you what happened at the meeting today," or "I saw something that screamed your name." That's her brain rehearsing you as her person. Most men just drop a lol and move on, and she quietly downgrades what she sends next. If you're smart, you treat these moments like little doors. Say, "Okay, tell me the story, I want the full version." Or, "I love that you thought of me when you saw that." You're not just replying, you're rewarding the fact that she carried you around in her head all afternoon. And when she feels that, she starts letting you into bigger, more vulnerable stories she's been holding back. One day that funny thing at work becomes, "Can I tell you something I haven't told anyone else yet?" 3. She corrects the way you remember your own stories. You're both on a couch at a friend's place, low music in the background, people chatting around you. You're telling a story about last summer, and you get a detail slightly wrong. Before most men even notice, she jumps in with, "No, that was on the Friday, remember? It was raining and you were wearing that black hoodie." She's almost offended on behalf of the memory. That level of precision is not about controlling the story. It's about how often she has replayed that moment with you in her head. When a woman thinks about you all the time, she becomes the unofficial archivist of your shared scenes. She'll remember what you ordered, what you joked about, who walked past and interrupted. She's filed away tiny things like the way you rubbed your neck when you were nervous, or how you checked she got home safe afterward. Most men underestimate this because it doesn't look romantic from the outside. Part of you might think, why does she care so much? Because those details are how her brain stores you. If you respond with, "You've got a better memory than me," and then ask, "Okay, tell it your way," you hand her the mic. Notice which parts she slows down for, which parts she smiles at. You'll hear which version of you she keeps choosing in her mind, and that insight will matter even more when you notice the next sign. Quick check-in. If you've picked up even one useful thing so far, comment "value." I want to know this is landing for you. 4. She uses other people's names to ask questions that are really about you. You're walking to the train with her after work and she casually says, "My friend is talking to this guy, and she can't tell if he's serious. What do you think she should do?" Most men answer like it's a random advice column. You answer about her friend, and miss that quick sideways glance she gives you. She is testing how you think, but she's too nervous to put herself in the story yet. Next time, smile and say, "Okay, but if that were you, what would you want him to do?" And watch how carefully she listens to your reply. 5. She spots micro shifts in you nobody else seems to notice. You're at a loud birthday party, half distracted, and your smile drops for maybe 2 seconds. She's across the room and still picks it up. "You okay?" she mouths. Or she appears beside you with, "You seem a bit off. What happened?" Most men think she's just being polite, but remember how we talked about her tracking your shared memories? This is the live version. When she's thinking about you all the time, she has a mental baseline for you. If you want to see it clearly, say, "Wow, you notice everything with me," and see how much she already clocked. 6. She creates reasons to check in that don't actually need answers. You're lying in bed scrolling and her name pops up, "Hey, random question," followed by something she could easily Google or ask anyone. Do you think hoodies shrink more in the dryer or on a radiator? Most men treat this like a quiz and fire back an answer. You need to notice the pattern. She does this especially at the end of the day, when her brain is tired and you're the person it wanders toward. Have you noticed how her questions rarely require urgency, but always create conversation? When a woman thinks about you constantly, she looks for excuses that feel safe, not dramatic. Your move here is simple. Don't shut it down with one-word replies. Say, "Depends. What disaster are you trying to avoid?" Or, "You always message me with the most random things at night. I like it." You're showing her you see the real reason she's reaching out, and that makes it easier for her to send the honest message she actually wanted to send. 7. She slips you into hypothetical scenarios just to see how it feels. You're in the office kitchen making coffee and she drops, "If we ever got lost in another country, I feel like you'd be the one calming everyone down." Most men just laugh and change the subject. You should hear the key word, "we." She's running a simulation where you're already on her team. These little if-we moments are her way of test driving a future with you without risking embarrassment. Next time, don't dodge it. Say, "We'd make a good travel team, actually," and notice how quickly she finds another us scenario to float later. 8. She brings you into rooms you're not in yet. You're sitting at home gaming or watching YouTube, and she messages, "My friends keep asking about that guy from work," then sends a laughing emoji like it's nothing. Most men focus on the emoji and miss the headline, "You're being discussed in rooms you've never walked into." That means when something happens in her day, your name comes up without you even trying. She might say, "I told my sister about that joke you made," or, "My flatmate thinks you seem really chill from your texts." When a woman thinks about you all the time, she can't keep you fully separate from the rest of her life. She leaks you into her group chat and family calls. Let me be clear. If she's voluntarily submitting you for review by the important people in her world, you are not just background noise. You can lean into this gently. Say, "Okay, now I'm curious what they actually said about me." Or, "Careful, you're building up my reputation. You'll see later why the opinions of those people matter more than you think." 9. She gets irritated when something interrupts your tiny routines together. You always walk out of the building at the same time, or you always end up on voice chat while you both unwind at night. One day your manager keeps you late, or your friend hijacks your seat next to her, and you notice this tiny flash in her face. "Wow, busy today," she says, a bit too sharp. Most men either apologize too much or brush it off as moodiness. What you're actually seeing is how much she depends on that little ritual with you to anchor her day. When a woman is thinking about you constantly, those micro routines become her favorite parts of the week. She plans around that quick walk to the bus stop, or the few minutes you always spend joking while the coffee machine whirs. When something or someone blocks it, it feels like someone cut a scene she was really looking forward to. Remember how we talked about her rewriting her plans around you? This is the emotional version of that. If you ignore this and keep letting other people claim that space, the door that was wide open quietly starts to swing shut. Instead, do something simple. Say, "I missed our usual walk today. That meeting ran over," or, "We got interrupted earlier. I still owe you that story." You're telling her you noticed the missing moment too. And once she realizes you care about those small repeat scenes as much as she does, the way she invests in you changes fast. 10. She treats your opinions like a weather report she checks before moving. You're sitting in your car outside the gym or waiting for a bus when she messages, "Be honest, should I say yes to this trip?" Or, "I'm thinking of changing my hair. What do you reckon?" Most men think they're just giving casual feedback. You are not. You are the forecast she checks before she decides whether to leave the house without an umbrella. She'll even reference your past reactions. You know how you hate that crowded bar? They want to go there again. That means your preferences are sitting in her head as part of the equation. Stay with me here, because this is where most men drift off and miss what matters. When a woman thinks about you all the time, she starts aligning tiny life decisions with the version of herself she imagines standing next to you. If she changes her style, turns down events you've said you'd never enjoy, or chooses plans that make it easier for you to join, she's not just being indecisive. She is quietly editing her life so it fits the guy she hopes you'll decide to be. Your role is not to control her choices, it's to respond with care. Instead of shrugging, say, "What would make you happiest here?" And then add, If we end up hanging out, I'd love you in whatever feels most you. That way, you're still giving input, but you're also showing her you like the person who's been thinking about you this much, not just the version she thinks you want. 11. She handles your bad days like she's been watching the forecast. You have one of those days where everything goes wrong. Traffic, emails, that one person pushing your buttons. You reply shorter in the group chat, or you go quiet in the game lobby. Before anyone else says a word, she's in your messages. You okay today? Or, you sound different, what's up? Most men think it's just kindness, but notice how specific she is. She doesn't send a generic cheer-up meme. She references exactly what happened. That meeting sounded rough. Or, your boss really piled it on, didn't he? That level of care doesn't come out of nowhere. It comes from her tracking your rhythm over days and weeks. So when you're off by just a few degrees, she feels it. If you brush this off, she learns to keep that concern to herself. Instead, let her in a little. Try, yeah, today sucked more than usual, thanks for noticing, and share one honest detail. You'll feel how quickly she moves from checking in to quietly standing in your corner, and that tells you exactly where you sit in her mind. 12. She recaps her day in a way that puts you in the best scenes. You're half watching YouTube when her voice note pops up. She doesn't say, "Today was fine." She says, "First my train broke down, you would have laughed at the chaos. Then my coworker did that thing you hate." She's cutting her day into scenes and handing you the best ones. Most men think she's just talkative. She isn't. She's editing her life through your eyes. When you hear this, don't just send an emoji. Say, "I can picture all of that," or, "Next time that happens, call me live." You move from spectator to person she wants standing next to her. 13. She waits to experience certain things until you can share them. She walks past a new restaurant or sees a show everyone's raving about and says, "I'm saving that for when we can go." Or, "I almost started it, but it would be more fun with you." Most people just do things and mention them later. When she's thinking about you constantly, she holds certain firsts back so your face is in the memory from the start. Don't reply with, "Yeah, maybe one day." Say, "Okay, let's actually pick a time." Or, "Don't watch it without me, I'm in." If you don't match that energy, that door quietly closes. 14. She lets little favors build up so you owe her time, not things. You forget your charger and she's already placing hers on your desk. Another day she appears with extra coffee, or offers to send you a file later so you don't have to stay late. Most men just say thanks and move on. What they miss is how she jokes, "You owe me now," but never asks for anything material. She's stacking playful IOUs that can only really be paid back with you. So don't leave it hanging. Say, "I actually do owe you. When are you free for that coffee?" You'll see how ready she was for that moment. The fact you're watching this part already puts you in a different category from most men. Lock that in with a like. Then subscribe and hit the bell so you keep getting the kind of stuff they'll never stick around for. 15. She double-checks how she looks only when she knows you'll be there. You're meeting a group at a low-key bar. Everyone else rolls in as they are. She arrives a little later, hair freshly fixed, lipstick just done. What you don't see is her at the bathroom mirror earlier, holding her phone, checking angles she only worries about when a specific person will see her. Most men assume she's dressed up for the night. Notice how she only asks your opinion. Is this too much? Does this look weird? She's not crowdsourcing. She wants to look right to you. Earlier we talked about her rewriting her plans around your possible yes. This is the same thing, just with her reflection. She remembers which outfits made you pause or which hairstyle you teased her about in a good way. If you stay silent, it starts to feel like effort wasted. You don't need over-the-top lines. A simple, "You look really good. I'm glad you wore that," or "That suits you a lot," tells her all that getting ready time wasn't just in her own head. 16. She sends you things that match who she secretly thinks you are. You're on your lunch break when she sends a clip about someone changing careers, or a meme about being the quiet one who notices everything. She adds, "This is so you," or "Tell me this isn't your exact personality." Most men treat it like random content. What she's really doing is showing you the version of you she's built in her mind. Every song, reel, or quote is another piece of that picture. If you pay attention, you'll notice a theme. Maybe everything she sends is about loyalty, soft-hearted guys, or people finally backing themselves. That's how she's reading you when you're not in the room. Don't kill that effort with lol. Try, "I love that this is how you see me," or "That's actually who I want to be more of." Now you're not just another name in her inbox. You're someone who lets her see and encourage the best parts of you she's already been thinking about. 17. She softens conflicts with you faster than with anyone else. You tease her a little too hard or send a joke that doesn't quite land, and you feel the air change. With other people, she might go cold, drag it out, or complain about it later. With you, it's different. She goes quiet for a second, then sends, "You're annoying," followed by a meme or a light comment that keeps the conversation alive. Most men assume they got away with it. You didn't. She just decided you were worth moving past it for. Watch how she explains things away. "I know you didn't mean it like that," or "I'm being dramatic, ignore me," even though it did sting. That's not her being a pushover. It's her protecting the connection. If you're careless here, she eventually stops doing that and starts pulling back instead. So meet her effort. Say, "Hey, I realize that probably landed badly. I'm sorry," even if she's already brushed it off. You turn a tiny crack into proof that the two of you can handle pressure without breaking. 18. She uses jokes to bring back moments the two of you shared. You're in a busy supermarket, staring at shelves, when your phone buzzes. It's a photo of the exact crisps you once demolished together at 1 a.m., captioned, "Look, it's our terrible life choices." Or you're at a group dinner and she drops a random line that sounds normal to everyone else, but your brain instantly jumps back to that time you both almost missed the last train. When you look over, she's already watching you, waiting to see if you caught it. That's not random humor. That's her keeping a private thread running in public. When she's thinking about you all the time, these little throwbacks are how she keeps your shared world alive between big moments. Most people let memories fade. She keeps polishing them. Each silly reminder is her way of saying, "That meant something to me. Did it mean something to you?" If you just chuckle and move on, she starts wondering if she's the only one holding on to those nights and conversations. Instead, lean in. Text back, "You really remembered that, huh?" Or say, "You love bringing that up," and hold eye contact a second longer than usual. Maybe add, "That was actually one of my favorite nights." Now the memory isn't just floating in her head, it's a shared reference point. Those shared reference points are what couples eventually stand on, and she's already building them with you one joke at a time. 19. She gets quietly protective when someone misunderstands you. You're at a friend's place or in a group chat and someone throws out a lazy label. "He's so disorganized," or "You're such a robot. You never care about anything." Before you've even decided whether to defend yourself, she's already stepped in. "That's not true. He was the only one who helped me move." Or, "He cares. He's just not loud about it." She laughs as she says it so it doesn't become a scene, but there's steel underneath. Most guys just feel vaguely flattered and move on. You need to see what that reveals. She isn't just smoothing over awkwardness. She's defending the version of you she knows from being rewritten by people who only see the surface. Remember earlier when we talked about her archiving your stories and noticing your small shifts? This is that same attention turning into loyalty. She's clocked how you show up, the way you downplay your own effort, the way you talk when you're tired. When someone mislabels you, it grates on the picture she's carrying around in her head. If you ignore this, she eventually feels like she's fighting for you alone. Instead, message her later with, "Thanks for having my back there, I noticed." Or say in person, "It meant a lot you said that." You're turning a moment she could easily pretend didn't matter into shared ground between you. And shared ground is exactly what you'll need if things ever move beyond, "We're just friends, I guess." 20. She plans for a version of her life where you're already included. You're sitting together on a Sunday, maybe in a cafe or on a park bench, and the conversation drifts forward. She doesn't say, "If I go traveling next year," she says, "We'd get lost immediately, but find the best food." Or, "We should go to that festival next summer, you'd complain about the crowds, but love the music." Your name keeps slipping into her future like it's normal. Most men hear this and think she's being friendly. She isn't. She's testing how it feels to picture you still there. This is the grown-up version of all the smaller signs. The saved shows, the delayed experiences, the inside jokes, they all stack into this. A life where thinking about you isn't a crush anymore. It's just her baseline. You don't have to promise anything huge back, but you do need to respond consciously. Say, "I like that you see me there," or, "Okay, then we have to make that happen." Suddenly that "she's acting strange around me" feeling from the start, it has a name now. She's already living like you're part of her story. Up next, discover the signs she wants you physically, or learn what women do when trying to turn you on. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more.